y'all? It's your girl with Exron, and we're here today with Seven Lions reporting live from EDC Orlando. How you feeling today?
Good, good, good.
Awesome. So I know that you're having a great set planned. You're no stranger to EDC Orlando. How does performing here this time feel different than in previous years?
It's the sunset, so it's a different vibe.
Different vibe for sure.
Yeah, I haven't played in the daylight in quite a long time.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a vampire, so it's a bit weird for me, but I think it'll be fun. It's a chance to do something a little different.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing how it plays out.
Yeah.
So in a previous AMA, you said that Leaving Earth was your favorite track you've ever produced. With your new album on the horizon, has that changed, or does that track still kind of stay at the top for you?
It's at the top still in the top three, but I do feel like I have some new ones on the album that are definitely up there.
Yeah.
The next single we're doing, Cold as Snow, with Alien is definitely like in that category, which for me it's like a blend of the music that I listen to, which is metal. So it's more in that genre.
Cool.
Yeah.
So each of your albums is a part of a larger, more mythical, personal journey. How does this next release expand on the Seven Lions universe and the mythology you've built so far?
I feel like Beyond the Veil was like a. It was more in like a concept album, I guess, about not necessarily death, but just kind of like what's beyond the veil. So it was part of the mythos, but it was a little more out there, where this one feels a lot more just straight down the middle, Seven Lions, like what you would expect from an album.
Is there like a theme for this one that we can expect?
I mean, Sleep in the Garden of Infernal Stars, so it's very tied to my influences of fantasy and metal and just being a general art nerd,
Yeah.
So it's very mythical in that sense. I think that's kind of what you can expect. Yeah, it's like very me, I guess is the only way I could describe it.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't all your albums be very you?
Yes, but like, yeah, no, that is very true. But I guess the thing is, like, some of my singles, like I collaborate with people more, and there's no collabs on the album. It's just
really?
very just straight up, yeah.
So you've released two songs from your upcoming album already, So Far Away and By the Light of the Moon. Can you share the inspiration behind each of those songs, and how did they set the tone for the rest of the project?
Yeah, By the Light of the Moon was a trip down memory lane for sure. Just that 140 classic dubstep that I'm known for, that I really came up on. So yeah, I think that was important to be the first single, just to kind of plant my flag in the ground. I think that's kind of what the point of the album is for me. As like I've seen the industry change in the last 5 years, where everything's moving towards TikTok, and I don't know. I hate to sound like such a boomer, but things are changing, and like I don't know. I feel like stuck in my way of just wanting to make long 5-minute songs that don't have any repeating sections and are very, maybe it takes a little more to get into. It's not as immediately accessible, but the music that I like is like that. So
do you feel the pressure because of social media to make those kind of viral moments?
I mean, a little bit. Everybody does it. I think for me as an artist, I always going back and forth, where I'm like, oh man, like I can see the value in this, and like everybody's flipping tracks now, and then they're on TikTok and look at this cool flip I made, and it's like, oh wow, great. But I don't have a problem with it. It's just kind of like, it's very different than what I do. So sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe I should do a little bit of that, and I do sometimes, but this album is not that at all.
Yeah. Period. When creating and forming your personal world and its characters, where do you draw inspiration from? Are there books or films or even life experiences that guide your vision?
So the whole like Seven Lions mythology has been written out. There's like actually a story, and that's kind of what we refer to constantly for creating the visuals. It's like the mythos is what we call it,
right?
And it's very much inspired by Gene Wolfe, and a bit of Greek mythology would kind of be the two inspirations for this story. And I read a lot still, so it's kind of always evolving. And the fact that we've never actually told the story out in a very clear way means that the story is also kind of evolving. So yeah.
So do you have the story already written out and you're kind of doing it pieces, or are you kind of still building the story as you're making music?
I'd say the story is very well written out, but it, like it's not totally from point A to point B. Like we can still, like say if we have this really cool visual idea, we can find a way to work it in. But it is still, within a universe, so everything feels very cohesive.
Okay.
Like it has to fit, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Speaking of visuals, can you tell us the story behind the album artwork for this one?
Yeah, that one. I mean, it's just very much what it sounds
What it
like.
sounds like,
Yeah,
yeah.
Sleep in the Garden of Infernal Stars, which for me is it's very inspired by like H.P. Lovecraft, like that kind of cosmic horror element, but
Yeah.
like also very beautiful. And with the album and the art, I wanted it to feel very immense and overpowering and like overwhelming. And that's kind of like when you think of Infernal Stars, it's like you're looking up at the night sky and it's just like this crazy like you don't know what's out there, but it's just like whoa.
Yeah,
Like
it
that
is beautiful. It feels like ethereal.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, when you're collaborating with other artists, how do you choose who becomes part of the mythos, and like what kind of sound are you looking for when you want to include somebody in this larger universe?
So a lot of the collabs I do are when I feel like I'm not good at something and I'm like, this guy is really good at that and I really like that and I feel like it would blend well. So usually it's like
It's like
so
where you
like
feel like you're lacking.
yeah, like so Psytrance, like I cannot make a kick bass like Kobe. That dude is a master at making like a Psytrance slapper. So he is my perfect partner for a collab.
It's awesome. With the conclusion of Gem and Tari, are there any plans for your wife to join the Seven Lions universe as a solo artist?
That's kind of up to her. She's been going to the barn a lot. She's been riding horses quite a bit, so I'm not sure if she's like super into that yet. I think it'll come around again if she really feels it, but she's on her own path right now for sure.
So you've crossed genres with trance to bass to melodic dubstep. What sound or creative challenge do you still want to explore that maybe fans might not expect yet?
Um, hmm. I think for me, like going further into the metal stuff.
Yeah.
I've been recording more guitar and more bass stuff on the album. There's a lot more of that.
Yeah.
And I think blending a little more of that. God, what's the right? Like more like folk metal kind of vibe actually would be like something that I'm interested in.
Who are your favorite like metal bands?
Opeth is like one of my all-time favorites. Alcest, Insiferum. Yeah, I mean mostly those guys, but like Cradle of Filth, like a lot of the European. Yeah, like black metal. Just yeah.
Super cool. All right, one more. Looking ahead, what do you hope for fans to take away from this next phase of Seven Lions? And will there be another Chronicles event or perhaps a fully curated festival on the horizon?
Yeah. Well, I feel like from this going forward, like what to take away from the album is kind of the idea of stepping outside of the trends and really, at least this is what I've been telling my friends that make music a lot lately, is just be yourself, because there is a lot of pressure to assimilate. And I've seen it more now than I have in a while. I think when I first was coming up, I felt a lot of that pressure to assimilate into a genre, which like, people were really upset that I was this like dubstep guy making trance, or was I a trance guy making dubstep? I don't know, but people were really mad about it. And I feel like, there were many years where breaking down genres was like really cool and it felt great. And I feel like more recently, maybe as EDM is having another meteoric rise via social media, there's a lot of like compartmentalization of like, okay, this is dubstep and this is what dubstep people do. This is house music and these people look like this. You know what I mean? It just feels very like, I don't know, like it used to. And I think, just doing your own thing, making music because you like it, having fun,
There's no rules to making music.
There really isn't. And I hope people, continue to have that feeling.
Yeah.
For sure. stuff. Yeah.
As far as a curated event for
Yeah.
Chronicles,
So
is that on the rise?
Chronicles, yeah, we've been looking for the right place, and we actually had like a really good um, place set up for a while, and that ended up falling through, and it was in Washington, which would have been right in my backyard.
Right.
So now we're just kind of like thinking where we want to do it. Like I don't know if I want to. I mean, my ultimate goal is to make it more Ren Fair centric. So we wanted to do it with the Texas Ren Fair. You know, we just want to find like a cool place that feels more vibey than just like, I don't want like a main stage festival.
Yeah.
I want a immersive festival, like a camping festival where there's like, you know, people are dressed up, there's costumes, it's a vibe, you know, like,
Yeah.
so that's kind of the hard part. Like for me right now, we could do another event that's, you know, like, hey, you put up a big stage, quick lineup, great. But
Yeah.
like, I really want to make something that's more immersive.
Yeah. That's all we have for today. Thank you, Seven Lions, and make sure to check out Exron Music for our latest EDM updates.